All right, we back in here. Amun, Asha Renu. Let's get it in. What's up, Most Genuine? What's up, Triple Darkness? What's up, Moon Spirit? What's the deal? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's up, Rob? What's the deal? You know what I mean? What's up, Dizzy? So we just getting our exercise in. You know what I mean? We gotta stay active. But I'm not gonna have the music playing. You just letting everybody come in. What's good? What's good? Hola, hola. What's up, Brianna? What's the deal? What's the deal? Yeah, so let's cut this off. Let's get into it. What's up, Jasmine? What's the deal? What's good, everybody? You know, put these in. What's the deal, King? What's up, Jay Flower? Yeah, I saw your message, Jay Flower. Well, I didn't look at the actual video, but I saw that you sent me a message. I'll check that out. Most definitely. So what's good? Who's been keeping up? So I see you, Moon Spirit. See, Moon Spirit pretty much been here like every live stream. So who been keeping up with the madness? I know I'm putting out a lot of content. We're not slowing down no time soon. You know what I mean? We right back on it. What's up, Nisi Major? What's the deal? What's up? What's up? All right, so what I'm gonna do today, well, I guess this phase, you learning more about Saturn's cube, definitely. It's all type of hidden sciences, you know, that we normally wouldn't know nothing about that can be beneficial. So definitely keep your studies up. You know what I mean? Study any and all things that interest you. So I haven't used this tarot deck. What's up? What is it? Jan the Nymph? The Nymph? Jan the Nymph? Jayan, however you say that. What's up? What's up? What you know about a nymph? People be having all these names. What you know about nymphs? What makes you a nymph? Like, what's your story? What's up, Red? Yeah, Red was definitely tuning in. Red definitely been tuning in. What's the deal, Red? Yeah, so it's a couple people. It's a couple people keeping up with the information. Well, I was just shuffling this deck, and this card just so happened to be at the bottom. So this is the card for the moon in the Egyptians deck. So we see the jackal, we see the Osiris. I believe that's Osiris and Set. Maybe not. But this has a lot of imagery, so let me give y'all a close look at this. All right. If y'all want me to put the color on, y'all just let me know. You know, we'll do it however y'all want to do it. But I haven't used this Egyptian deck for a while, so now let's use the Egyptian deck. So much energy today, I'm about to see what's going to happen at work. Absolutely, you know what I mean? Keep your spirituality first before all things. You know what I mean? Keep the mantras on your mind. Keep your aura cleansed. You know what I mean? Keep putting in that work, no matter what. Okay, that's the first card. So we'll pull a couple cards. Why not? You know, see what's going on. Again, feel free to ask any questions you desire while doing a recording of this live stream. Ask whatever you want, anything you're curious about while I shuffle up this deck. And we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see what's popping. And we're gonna try not to be here too long. I think this is like the third video today, if you count last night's video. Cause I did a video about 1 a.m. from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Then I did a video at like about 6 a.m. So we right back. It's a little bit after noon. It's about almost 2 p.m. over here on the West Coast. So Pretty much the third video in 24 hours. 3 videos in 24 hours. So we're going to get it in. I walked through a graveyard the other day and the energy was intense. You already know. Definitely graveyards are definitely, very, very spiritual places. Definitely, if you're really trying to get that graveyard work in, definitely take some tobacco with you. The spirits like tobacco, the spirits like alcohol. So make tobacco and alcohol offerings to the spirits, the gateway spirits of the graveyard. So, they let you pretty much just letting them know that you come in respect. So it's like you light up a cigar, when you go in and blow the smoke, just to offer your respects, offer your peace. What can we do with the eclipse if we don't have a specific intention? Well, if you just want to, vibe out and feel the energy, you can do so. Just observe other people. Observe how it's making other people react. When you go to work, when you're around your family, when you're around your friends, co-workers are just random people watch. Just observe the people, because the people are reflecting the celestial energies down here. You know what I mean? So definitely go to a place where there's many people. Go downtown, go to a place where it's people all over the place. Go to the most busiest part of your town or your city. Go to the busiest part where it's going to be, more people than anywhere else. So check out those hot spots and just look at how people behave. You're going to see a lot of people, drinking over their limit. You're going to see a lot of arguments. You may see a couple fights. You're going to see a lot of yelling, a lot of savagery, or a lot of, low vibrational energies. And you're going to also see some fly shit. You're going to see some, people that's on their shit as well. So you're going to see both sides of the coin. Exactly, guys. Go to a Walmart or go to a 99-cent store. Trust me, I'll be up in those 99-cent stores, buying up everything. They got everything you need up in there. Yeah, go to a 99-cent store, go to a Walmart, Target, Kmart, wherever there's many people, a supermarket. You know what I mean? I'm having a great positive day. Nothing negative as everyone was saying. Well, I don't really know what everybody was saying. Everything that I'm saying is coming from me. So I haven't watched anybody else's videos on the interpretation of the experience, hardship. As long as you are in alignment with yourself, so you really shouldn't be going through too much anyway. So that's definitely a good thing. What's up, Phoenix Rising? What's the deal? Yeah, I've seen you, a couple familiar faces up in here who've been keeping up. What's an example of the potential of what would be accomplished on an eclipse? Again, for people who don't really understand the power of the eclipse, again, the Earth is blocking out the light, the sun from, getting to the moon, from reaching the moon. That's why it has that reddish tint. So you could say this is a very, very dark energy. Not dark as in negative or dark as in evil, dark as in K2. We talked about K2 in the last video, the number 7. This is more about doing shadow work within yourself. So, So this is a great time to do shadow work. This is a great time to do dream work, astral traveling, anything of the feminine nature, anything of the spiritual nature. So anything that has something to do with your spirituality will be amplified, will be enhanced. You was thinking about woodworm in this blood moon. Yeah, it's a red blood moon. Definitely a red blood moon. So again, these energies, observing these energies, can definitely be a point of interest. So you can definitely make art. You can observe somebody else making art. It's about the thunderstorm in Florida. Shout out to Florida. We got clear skies over here, but it was raining. It was raining a lot last week. So we had some rain last week. So shout out to everybody who's getting rain on the lunar eclipse. So again, it's just anything feminine. You just have to study the energies of the moon. Like, if you truly want to understand the full moon, the new moon, the phases of the moon, then you have to study the moon, from the actual moon from an astronomy point of view, also the moon from an astrology point of view, and a numerology point of view. So the more metaphysical and occult information you know about the moon, the better you can position yourself to benefit from the energy. So just as I said, yeah, so second card. So we got 2 cards so far. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm shuffling the deck, and whichever card just kind of flings out accidentally, then that's a card. So I got 2 cards out of 3. So I'm just shuffling up, and I'm just gonna let the 3rd card, come out, whichever card it's gonna be. But that's why you go to observe people. Observe your own emotions. Again, if you don't want to go around other people, then observe your own internal nature. This is the time to observe the nature of your shadow, because your shadow is going to be more affected than, you can say, your physical frame. You know what I mean? So definitely observe your shadow side, your internal nature, your other self, your alter ego, whatever you want to call it. Definitely, that's going to be more effective, and more, you're going to be able to sense more things coming through your alternative ego versus your actual, All right. Got 1 more card. Like I said, I'm just shuffling. We're going to see what the deal is. All you do is channeling sometimes. Listen to Asha, channel your vibrations into art. Whatever works. You know what I mean? I would definitely like to see that art that you're channeling by listening to the information. I'd be interested to see. So if you don't mind sharing it, definitely, hit up the Facebook or the Instagram or the email. Definitely, share your art, if you so choose. But definitely a time to be very, very artistic at the same time. So again, we just going to get the last card here, and we're going to get into some Egyptian readings. All right. But besides that, just had a praying mantis in my room, had to free him. What's the deal with mantis anyway? Well, if you look at the animal totem, if you type in praying mantis, animal totem, then you can get further insight into the praying mantis. But from what I understand, the praying mantis definitely represents a sense of, I definitely would say, like, we just observe the nature of the mantis. It's like no other animal, you know what I mean? So definitely I would say it definitely resonates with the moon. I would say the praying mantis resonates with the moon just from the sense of how it behaves, but definitely study up on the praying mantis. Any animals, that's coming through that, is speaking to you, that's communicating with you, definitely look up its spirit and, do your best to connect with the spirit of the animals. You know what I mean? Like, it's a cat around here, little black and white cat. I don't know where, I wasn't seeing it before, before I went out into the streets. I wasn't seeing it before, but for whatever reason, I see it now. So I know that it's a portal or a gateway that's open around here that wasn't open before, that, makes it attractive to cats. So, you definitely always study the animal spirits or the animal totems, as they come into your life. Because, again, there's a reason for everything. There's no coincidence. So, you know what I mean? So definitely pay close attention, to your observations. Been using a lot of mugwort. Exactly. Mugwort and cannabis. Definitely the mugwort, definitely enhances the dream, anything lunar, all your lunar abilities, especially the cannabis. So definitely mixing the mugwort with the cannabis, great combination. What's up, Marvin and Magi? Definitely, yeah, having a black cat in your presence will heighten your vibration, absolutely. You know what I mean? What's up, Afro Pick? What's up, True Self? Miss Lady Love Joy, how can I manifest a stolen child back? Well, it's going to take a lot more than manifestation. If we're talking about a stolen child, that's pretty serious. I don't want to undermine that. That's pretty serious, a pretty serious thing. So if you're trying to petition the spirit to retrieve a stolen child, then you will have to work with specific spirits. So I'm not sure what your spiritual system is, and I'm not sure how familiar you are with correspondences. But definitely work with warrior deities. Work with deities of war. Work with deities like Ogun, or deities like Shango, deities like Sekhmet. Work with deities that rule over war. You know what I mean? Because somebody's stealing children. It's definitely the art of war. So you got to get into those war deities. You know what I mean? If somebody has waged war on you by kidnapping your child, definitely you got to connect with those war spirits, those voodoo spirits. You know what I mean? Those are rishas. You know what I mean? So definitely, if it's time for war, then it's time to go to war. You know what I mean? That's what, we got to be warriors in this spirituality. Everything ain't all good. So definitely, if it's time to go to war, then go to war. What's up, Kevin the Lightning? What's the deal? What's up, Coco? You know what I mean? Again, appreciate everybody for coming through. So again, let me just get this. I'm just shuffling this deck, just letting the energy flow through the cards. So once this last card drop, we'll do this reading. So again, I'm definitely glad everybody's tuning in, everybody's keeping up with the information so that you can properly position yourself to benefit the most from not only the lunar eclipse, but all celestial events from this point on. You know what I mean? So you know what to do at the time of a new moon. You know what to do at the time of a full moon. You know what to do lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. You know what I mean? You know what to do during the daytime. You know what to do during the night. Yeah, we've been in here about 16 minutes, so there we go. There's the last card. All right, so we ready now. All right. So definitely, you know what I mean. This is definitely just keeping us in tune with the natural vibrations of the earth. So, got the 3 cards. I haven't looked at them yet. So we just going to reveal. Been chatting. I'm a powerful creator and been seeing results. Absolutely. Shout out to everybody that's using those affirmations, that's using those mantras and getting their results. You getting results because you putting in the work and you believe in your own abilities. So definitely continue to put in the work, continue to build up your self-confidence and your magical and scientific and mathematical abilities. And you're going to be straight. It's all about building up the self-confidence in the unseen realm, and establishing a connection with that world, Because I just took a nap. I just woke up from a nap. I was just rhyming. It's like infinite rhymes. It's like I just be talking in rhymes. I'm talking in metaphors and parables and paradoxes and stuff like that. So it's very, very interesting stuff, when you observe your dreams. So definitely don't ever take your dreams for granted, especially the ones that you actually do remember. That actually are significant, that affects you on an emotional level. Definitely never take anything spiritual for granted. So here we go. So let's see what the first card is. First card is the Lovers. All right. So from the Egyptian deck, the first card is the Lovers. So this just represents, as we were just talking about, your alternative or your alter ego. We all have an alter ego. We all have a side of us that is lunar, and we have a side of us that is solar, or masculine, feminine, positive, negative, electric, or magnetic, so on and so forth. So we all have an aspect of our personality that dominates our personality. Then we have aspects of ourselves that are more subtle. So this is all about the merger, because this is what I've been talking about. Merging your alternative or your alter ego with your ego. What do I think about doing general readings? Well, this is what we're doing right now. This is pretty much a general reading, because I already did the last video. I pretty much did a reading on the energy of the lunar eclipse. So this is more so just a general energy to add on to that, to what to do by going forward. You know what I mean? You were channeling Mother Seuss and Dr. Goose after your nap. So so you already know. Give me 1 second. We have a short conversation here. All right, we're back in here. Okay, let's get back to it. So once again, the Lovers, being able to fuse your alter ego with your ego, your unknown self with yourself. So let me just, as I'm speaking, I'll just keep the card up here so y'all can see it. Let me give y'all a close up. All right. So again, we have many different personalities. We have the side of ourselves that is revealed only in dreams. Then we have the side of ourselves that is revealed only in our waking life. So when you fuse the two together and they become lovers instead of enemies. See, that's the thing. A lot of us, our alter ego is the enemy of our ego. So they actually clash and they contrast each other instead of complementing each other. So it's about getting the alter ego with the ego to complement each other instead of contrasting each other. You know, make the enemies into lovers. When you make the enemies into lovers, they can work together and you can fuse and have greater access to your energies. You know, that your magical abilities, your mystical abilities, your psychic abilities, so on and so forth. Or in reverse, for somebody who has, you know, their psychic potential on point, but they're trying to get their physical thing on point, then it's the same thing, just vice versa. So that's the first card. Definitely merging together the alter ego or the dream world with the waking world. You know, you see them as one thing. You don't see them as separate things. You see them as one thing. Next card, the High Priestess. All right, the High Priestess. Now, if we know anything about the High Priestess, this is definitely the energy of the moon. Remember, the High Priestess represents the oracle, right? So this represents a woman who is sitting over the gateway of, you can see this vast, you know, I'm not sure how much y'all can see that, but you see she's sitting between two pillars. And behind these pillars is like a vast land. It's like a vast land. But she has this blanket covering up the vast land. So she is sitting as a guardian over portals. So she is sitting as a guardian over a portal. And that portal, you can say, goes into the other world or the lunar reality, whatever you want to call it, right? So she sits as the guardian over the lunar reality or over the subconscious mind. Right? So she is a guardian over the subconscious mind. So whenever we're talking about dream work, you know, subconscious, you know, anything that has something to do with that, the moon, we're dealing with the High Priestess. So whenever you want to do any type of lunar magic, any type of feminine magic, you're channeling the energy of the High Priestess. Because she is a guardian over the gateway of the conscious and the subconscious, she sits as a guardian, meaning you must petition her. You know what I mean? Or the energy of the moon. So this is just a physical representation of the moon. You know, so we petition the moon to gain access to vaster worlds. So that's why you see she sits as a guardian over a vast world. All this is like vast land. The vast land is essentially your imagination. You know, so in order for you to have access to your imagination so that you can astral travel, so that you can, you know, have lucid dreams, you must petition the guardian of the gateway or the subconscious mind. And we know all about subconscious programming, at least at this point. So we understand that there is an energy that sits over that gateway and you must petition that energy, which is the personification of the moon. So there we go. So lastly, and again, I'm sweating all down my back, so excuse me, that's why I keep this towel on me, because, you know, it'd be crazy if I didn't have this towel. All right, so last card, the Ace of Swords. So whenever we're dealing with the energy of the ace, we're dealing with a formless energy. We know that the suit of swords deals with thought. So this represents formless thought, or the beginnings of thought. What is formless thought? You can say just pure etheric substance, the ether or the carbon within, or the chi or the prana, you know, whatever, the real, the energy, the force, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? The sword represents the thought within the force. When we think, we start to influence the force. So we are the sword, we are the swords or the intentions or the thoughts within the etheric substance, within the chi, within the prana, because thought can influence the chi, the prana, the energy, the real, the force. It is receptive to thought. So thought is the beginnings of all creations. So when we put it all together, so let me bring all this back. So we got the lovers, the fusion of our alter ego with the ego, by means of opening up those gateways to the vaster worlds, the gateways to your imagination by petitioning the guardian of the realm or the subconscious mind. Now this gives you the ability to expand your thought. See now, because you see nothing but clouds. It's a sword with nothing but clouds. So you can say this is the transcendent thought. So after you have opened up the gateways or the portals to the subconscious mind, now you're left with nothing but vastness. The only thing that limits you at this point is your imagination, because you have allowed yourself to raise above, you say, the limitations of the ego and the limitations of the alter ego, because now they work together. The alter ego is limited, the ego is limited, but when they come together and they fuse together, they become unlimited. Just like the subconscious mind is unlimited, it's super vast, but there is a guardian, there's a guardian over the gateway. So let me see. Maybe y'all want to see this shit in color. Hold on. Let me put this shit in color so y'all can see. There we go. So y'all can see the colorfulness. There we go. Much better, right? Much better. Y'all can see it a lot more. There we go. Very colorful cards. So she is a guardian over the gateway. So let me show you the lover's card one more time so y'all can get a greater view. A lot of symbolism. You see the apples in the background. So you know that's symbolic to the Adam and Eve story. You see the woman is holding the cup. The woman is holding the cup. The man is holding the staff, right? They both have on wigs. You see, her breast is out. She had this little see-through veil on, expressing her sexuality. And you see he has the energy, the emblem of the sun, right by his phallus. You know what I mean? So you see there's definitely sexual energy going on, as well as the higher force. And then you see this, they got art on the back of the wall here. You can see this pyramid, very, very beautiful art. And lastly, you see this ace in the clouds, right? Representing transcendent thought. Once you open up the veils, once you petition the guardian and open up the veils to the subconscious mind, again, you see this vast land behind her. Let me give you close as I can get you. So she is the guardian of this, but you see the art. Two pillars have a bunch of artistic expressions. Then you see her petitions at the bottom, right? You see this is a camel. This represents Gamel in the Hebrew alphabet. You see she has all type of offerings at her feet. Gimel means it means movement. You see she holds the Ankh, and she also has a scroll in her hand. So she has the Ankh, which represents everlasting life, or the womb, the supreme consciousness within the womb of the mind, as well as the womb in the body. And she holds the scroll, which represents wisdom. That's why she holds the scroll. So she represents the infinite wisdom present within the subconscious mind, within the intelligence of the womb, the physical womb, as well as the mental womb. And lastly, when you understand the intelligence within the womb, you can transcend your thought. When you transcend your thought, now we start thinking on a way broader scale. We stop thinking small, we start thinking a lot more bigger, a lot more vaster, because we're able to make certain correspondences that we were not able to make beforehand. All right? Hopefully that's making sense. Let me see what's going on. The reading is relevant to you, definitely. That's why I always like bringing out the tarot cards, because it's always going to speak. It's going to speak relevance. What's up, Lower X? What's up, Grand Inquisitor? I see everybody piling in. Appreciate everybody tuning in, watching. So we don't have to stop there. You know what I mean? Let's draw another card. Let's draw another card. Let's see what else we got. And, just giving further insight into, how to tap into these energies. Let's see what's the next card. Boom. The Three of Wands. Right, so let me give you a closer look about this. The Three of Wands. So you see, so let me actually look at this so I can see what's going on here. Yeah, so this is a very, very interesting card. So you see, it's a bunch of palm trees. You see, this is a setting sun, so this is happening at sunset. And you see the man's body Then you see his head. His head is detached from his body. And then he has 3 wands in his hand, making a pyramid, and his head is sitting on a grail. Very, very interesting card, right? So what does this mean? So obviously this is resonating with the pyramid frequency. This is the frequency of the pyramid. And this particular frequency of the pyramid represents the setting sun or sunset, or the western energy, the energy from the west. So we know that the west is the land of the dead. Because the west is the land of the dead, it's also the land of resurrection. So this is him going through a resurrection. He is sacrificing his head or his ego in order to transcend. That's why he's formulating a pyramid with the palm trees in the back. The palm trees represent the crown chakra, which also resonates with the sun. The sun resonates with the crown chakra. So there's a lot of crown activity, a lot of sun, solar energy going on here, and he is sacrificing his head. His head is a sacrifice, or his ego or his worldly desires have been sacrificed in order for him to become a spiritual vessel. So he's pretty much, you can say he's going through an initiation to become a vessel for spirit by sacrificing his ego. So this is all symbolic. Nobody's really cutting off their actual head. But this is all symbolic of making that sacrifice to be a vessel for spirit. Meaning you see, there's nobody around him. He's just in the middle. He's in the middle of a desert, somewhere in the desert, by himself, conducting a ritual for his own spirituality, for his own sake, so that he becomes a vessel of spirit. By sacrificing his own limitations, he becomes infinite. By sacrificing his own egotistical nature, he becomes infinite by becoming a vessel for the spirit. All right? So as you see, it's a very, very beautiful deck, very, very, very vivid in the imagery. So hopefully that's making sense to people. But let's keep going. We can draw a couple more cards, add more aspects to the story. You actually pretty relaxed. Stony Marie is pretty relaxed. Everything is flowing smoothly, as it should. As it should. This definitely should not be a turbulent time for anybody. It's only turbulent when you don't understand what's going on. So definitely shout out to everybody who's going through this energy very, very smoothly, because that's what you should. You always should be silenced within the chaos. So that's how you're supposed to be. Definitely. The palms resonate extremely with you. Exactly. I see you red. Definitely. You can work with the palms as a symbol. The palm tree is a deeper symbol than what we all know. So definitely, work with the symbolism of the palm trees. So let us continue. Let's draw another card, shall we? Let's keep the energy flowing. Let's see what else we got. Draw like 2 more cards before we get up out of here. And we ain't gonna be here too long. So again, we're gonna be here every day. Definitely check out the links in the description. Check out the website, asharenu.com. Any services, email me, asharenu.com. Any tarot readings, consultations, natal chart readings, or you just want to build, definitely hit up the email. So here we go. Next card. Strength, which is the energy of the Leo. All right. So now we're getting into that cat energy. Is that a snake? Yeah, it is. Right? So we're dealing with that cat energy. And you see a snake next to the lion. You also see a snake at the crown of the goddess. Right? Sometimes, this goddess can be, Babylon or Sekhmet. There's various versions of who that goddess is. As you see. Let me put my face over here so y'all can see. So this represents taming the alter ego. Right? So you say the alter ego is like a tameless child, a child who's just running through the world wild. So it's like a little child running through your dreams and just having its way with everything, but causing mass destruction, right? It's like if you let a lion, roam around any city, it's going to start tearing the city up, because it's a lion. It doesn't know any better, so it's going to start killing people. It's going to start doing all type of lion stuff. However, you see that the goddess has tamed the lion because she has tamed the aspect of herself that resonates with the lion. This is how, back in the days we were able to live side by side with nature. Because people are like, well, how would you live side by side with lions, with giraffes, with lions that'll kill you on sight? How were people able to live side by side with animals? Because they have tamed the aspect of themselves that resonates with that animal. As you see, she's holding a particular staff in her hand, and she's also holding an ankh. And she also has the crown of a lion. So when you see, when you see people having a crown of animals, that means that they themselves have mastered the lion energy. So she has domain or dominion over this Leo energy or over this solar energy. So this is another card for the sun, that you see the sun above her head. So you see the snake at the bottom of the line. You also see the snake above her head, and you see she's standing in flames. She's standing in flames. So that means she's unaffected by heat. She's unaffected by heat. She has a tame lion sitting next to her, and she's wearing the crown of a lion. That means she is one and in tune with the energy of the lion or the fire energy or the Leo. So she is in alignment with the constellation of Leo. That's what this represents. She is in alignment with the constellation of Leo. Each animal represents a certain constellation. So she represents mastery over the Leo energy by becoming one with it on a physical level. So physically, she is the constellation of Leo on Earth or as below. So you got the constellation of Leo above, and she represents the constellation of Leo on the earthly plane. Again, so you see the serpent, the crawling serpent, but then you can say the risen serpent, the serpent that has traveled up the 7 chakras. So it starts at the base and it ends up at the crown chakra. So that same serpent that has everybody in their animalistic nature is the same serpent that'll have you in your enlightened phase. It's the same energy that's being purified or transmutated. Same energy of the lion, this wild beast. The same energy of this wild beast can be the same energy that brings you into alignment. Same energy, but it has been refined. She has refined the energy of the serpent and made the serpent serve her instead of her serving the serpent. So there we go. I mean, a lot of nice imagery in this deck. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely fire. Definitely super fire. And I'm trying to stay as cool as possible. So let's draw another card. Why not? Why not? Yeah, it's definitely making a lot of sense. You know what I mean? People underestimate the tarot. The tarot is in direct correlation with what's going on all around us at all times. This is definitely the key to the universe. You know what I mean? Let us continue. Let's see what else we got. Boom. The Queen of Cups. Get a closer look. Queen of Cups. So she has mastery over the water element. So you see all these wild waves in the back of her. She's not worried about getting drowned. She's not worried about her life because she has mastery over the element of water. So much so that she has learned how to do so with the animal. As you see, with a lot of cards, there's going to be an animal. Somebody asked me maybe a couple days ago, what purpose do animals serve? Why do people always have pets? Pets represent portals. When you have pets, they open up portals for you in the spirit realm. So whenever you're dealing with higher energy, you're going to always see a person with some type of pet, some type of animal. So in this case, she has the animal with her as a portal to open up the gateways for her to control the elements of nature. All right? So here we go. So this is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a woman who has tamed her emotions. Women who has become one with her emotions, not cut her emotions off. So her emotions is still going crazy, right? Her emotions is still going crazy like any other woman, right? At times. However, you see she is unmoved. She is unmoved by the actual waves themselves. So they don't scare her. They're not throwing her off her square. She is staying firm in who and what she is, although, there's a lot of tides in the background. So that's what the Queen of Cups represents. Having tamed your emotions. Doesn't stop the emotions from happening. You just have control over them and they don't take you out of your phase. It doesn't take you off of your square. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It's still going to be all type of stuff that happen naturally. But it doesn't move you. It doesn't phase you. You stay in a meditative position at all times. So you say she, no matter what's going on behind her, she is remaining in her meditative position, regardless of what's going on. I mean, she's holding a grail, right? She's holding the Holy Grail, which represents, feminine energy, represents the blood, the menstrual blood, so on and so forth. You can take it as far as you want to take it, right? So there we go. We can keep going. Y'all want me to keep drawing these cards? We can keep going. Queen of Cups is your vibe today, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. For all the people, there's a lot of energy going on. It's a lot of energy going on, but doesn't mean it has to phase you. So there's a lot of energy going on with the full moon and the lunar eclipse, but doesn't mean it has to throw you off of your square. You stay in a meditative position. You know what I mean? So that's why these cards are coming through. So as I said, nobody should be going through too much chaos. If you're in tune, you shouldn't be going through too much chaos. Where can we go to see Asha Renu? Where can we go to see Asha Renu? What do you mean, like an actual see? I'm not sure if I understand your question, Grand Inquisitor. You can use a woman like that in your life. You are that woman. Lower X, you are that woman, or you are the energy of the woman. You may not be the body of that woman, but you are the spirit of the Queen of Cups. We all have these energies. These are all inner. The tarot reveals the inner workings that happens within the body, the inner cycles within the body. So you are the Queen of Cups. We all have the ability to stay stable within turbulent times. We all have that ability. So pretty much you can say, all right, whenever it's chaos going on around you, you just think about the Queen of Cups and you channel the energy of the Queen of Cups. So when you have mastery over the tarot and you know every card by heart, all 78 cards, all 78 cards by heart, it's all a matter of, okay, who do I want to be today? All right, let me be the Queen of Cups. Let me be the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, whatever. You know how to tap into any energy that you need to tap into. Okay, you need strength, tap into the Strength card. You need meditation, tap into the High Priest. You trying to fuse energies together, tap into the Lovers, so on and so forth. So once you know all the cards, it's pretty much just giving you access to all the powers you have. This is all your powers. All 78 of your spiritual abilities is expressed through the tarot. So we are the Queen of Cups. We are every single card in this deck. It's a time and place to utilize the energy. So when you know these things by heart, that's why I encourage everybody, you study and you learn these things by heart. You learn the zodiac signs, you learn your natal chart, you learn your tarot cards, you learn all these things by heart so you can instantly access the energy when you need to access the energy. When you want to be super sexual, you know that you got to deal with the fire element. You want to be super emotional, deal with the water element. You want to be super, far off in your thought, the air element. You want to, materialize things, earth magic. You know what I mean? So everything is within the tarot. You just have to unlock it with your mind. The tarot is just a means or the connector, and you have to unlock the secrets with your mind. And you do that by studying, and you do it by practicing what you study. And that's going to lead you to a grander understanding of what's really going on, as above, so below. All right? There we go. Yeah, you were just asking me about working with the menstrual blood. Yeah, I remember the conversation, Stony. But trust me, you know what I mean? It's the tarot. The tarot is just bringing everything together, right? I encourage everybody, if you don't have a tarot deck, get you a tarot deck and study and see these magical workings happening all around you. What's my opinion on Neville Goddard? Neville Goddard got some good works. Get his core lessons. So for everybody who's interested in Neville Goddard, he has 5 core lessons. You can find them on the internet, right? Core lessons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you went to Neville Goddard, study his core lessons if you haven't already. But that's definitely where all of the secrets are contained within those 5 core lessons. So definitely, that's basically Gnosticism. Neville Goddard pretty much teaches Gnosticism, which is later day Egyptian spirituality. without all of the, monuments and temples and all that. It's just strictly mental Gnosticism. So that's he's big with the Gnosticism because his teacher was a Hebrew. You could say Hebrew Gnostic or original Hebrew, so on and so forth. So his information is definitely solid. I tried his exercises and they definitely work. His information definitely resonates with me. His whole thing is the Bible is psychological. The Bible isn't based off of real events. This is all psychological things that's happening within the mind of man. So from that perspective, I can relate. You know what I mean? So definitely shout out to Novelli Goddard. He definitely put down that deep information that people don't even talk about today. So there we go. Yeah, definitely, you know what I mean? Anybody who can help Miss Lady Love Joy with her situation, you know what I mean? Definitely make that connection. 322. Y'all already know. 322. You know what I mean? The Masonic number, skull and bones. But let's draw one more card, right? Let's draw another card. Why not? Let's see what's going on. Let's see what comes through. What else we got? And again, this is all in the moment. None of this is premeditated. I don't know what the card is before I draw it. So when I show you, that's when I see it. So this is all just, me going in the moment. So let's see. Boom. The Two of Wands. Let me give you a closer look. The Two of Wands. So you see it's a lot of fire energy going on, right? A lot of fire energy. So you see this represents, a ruler. He may not necessarily be the pharaoh, but he's a particular ruler of this particular temple. And you see in the background, you see these women bending over backwards, doing all type of acrobatics, right? Then of course you see the art on the temple and all this stuff. So he represents, and you see fire, it's flame. So you say these women are dancing within a circle of fire, bending over backwards, doing all type of, you could say these type of things happen when people are possessed. When people become possessed, they're able to defy physical limitations. They're able to do miraculous things. So you can say this represents women in a state of ecstasy. You know what I mean? They was, fucking with those shrooms, fucking with that cannabis. They was doing all type of stuff, fucking with the coke, whatever they wanted to do. So they're being possessed by spirits, and it's taking control over the body. And he's making sure that everything stays in place. So of course, back in the days, drugs was looked at very differently. They were always done in a controlled environment. So he represents the law, making sure that they don't come outside of these flames. You can say when somebody is possessed, they can potentially be dangerous. So you set a flame around the possessed people so that they don't harm themselves or anybody else. And he is, guarding over, these psychedelic trances. All right. So as we see, very, very vivid imagery, right? Very vivid image. Oh, and I didn't see this. Okay, so I didn't even see this. Okay, so you see the women bending over, but you also see they have a crowd, and you see this woman right here playing an instrument, which is controlling the possession. So it's some type of possession going on. So she's playing the instrument, she's playing those strings. Those strings is causing them to do all these dance moves, and they have an audience. And you see, I believe it's all women. It's all women, right? He's the only man. It's the guardian. So this is all women. So this is definitely resonating with feminine energy. It's all women. This is definitely, the arts of the woman. You know what I mean? But, we can probably go more into that in a different time. But as you see, this deck is full of all type of imagery that you're just not going to see in any other tarot deck. All right? Why does the Bible say divining is wrong? Because you just have to understand the history of Christianity. The history of Christianity is anything other than Christianity is wrong. That's how they believe. So they think Islam is wrong, Judaism, the old arts, witches, witchcraft, everything other than worshiping the body of Christ is wrong, meaning Jesus is the only Lord and Savior. That's their philosophy. So anything outside of that paradigm is wrong. That's just how they think. So it is what it is. But definitely check out my video, Master Number 22. If you haven't seen that yet. All right. Yeah, this definitely a very, very interesting deck. It's unlike any other deck in the world. This deck definitely goes into the mysticism of the Egyptian culture. So it's not just giving you all the pretty photos, it's giving you the symbolism behind it, but you gotta have the magic eye to decode the symbolism behind it. What's up, beautiful journey? All right. So we 50 minutes in, we'll make this a solid hour before we get up out of here. So let's sum everything up. Let's draw one or two more cards, and then we'll get up out of here in about 10 minutes, unless anybody has any more questions. But let us keep going. Let's see what the deal is. What's the next card? Oh, the Ace of Cups. So here we go. So whenever we're dealing with the aces, this represents formless energy. So these are, you could say, emotions without form. All right. So this represents emotions without form. Emotions that can be felt, but they haven't necessarily taken on, a body yet. So this represents a person that feels some type of way, but they don't know why they feel that way. A person that may feel happy, sad, or whatever, but they don't understand the origin of the emotion. This represents emotions without a body, without substance. So you can say this, some people feel emotions just for the sake of feeling emotions. Some people just like being happy just for the sake of being happy. Some people just like being miserable just for the sake of being miserable. You know what I mean? It's all happening within the cup or within the Holy Grail. So the cup represents the Holy Grail. Again, it represents not only water, but it also represents blood. All right. So not only water, but blood. So you see this cup is like within the ocean. It's underwater, deep within the ocean. So that represents most of these things are unseen. So that's why it's beneath the water, meaning it can't be seen, it can't be noticed. Again, having emotions that you may not have an origin of. You don't know why you feel the way you feel. It just may be some planetary energies going on, but you don't understand why. So this just represents formless energy, not knowing what's going on just yet. So you got to put in that spiritual work to understand the energy, do a tarot reading, go into your meditative positions, do whatever you do. So, but this definitely represents, we all feel types of ways without knowing why at times. And again, we must always strive to make the unknown known. Make that Holy Grail rise up so that you can perceive it, so that you can know what's going on within yourself, so that you can better understand your outward experience, your external experience. All is one. One is all. Right? So there we go. Hopefully everybody's keeping up. Yeah, we definitely are truly powerful beings. The mind is infinite. The mind is all. Absolutely. Definitely the womb is magical. The womb contains everything in the universe. All right? Am I crying? No, I'm just sweating. It's over 100 degrees out here, so I'm just constantly sweating. That's all it is. No tears. If it is tears, it's tears of joy. We're crying tears of joy. Hey, bro, any entities that I can channel utilizing alcohol, all spirits like alcohol. So you can't go wrong with alcohol. So you can, whatever spirit, all spirits like alcohol. So you can, whatever it is, it's at your leisure, at your discretion about what spirits you want to channel with alcohol. But definitely, if you're a big alcohol dude, definitely tap into those voodoo spirits or those Ifa spirits. Tap into those dark arts. If you're a big fan of alcohol, or those Palo Mayombe spirits. The dark arts. All right. So, guess let's do one more card and we'll get up out of here. We'll get up out of here, this last card. So let's wrap it up. Let's see what's up. Last card. Boom. The King of Disc. All right. So here we go. Let me give you a close look. The King of Disc. or the king of coins. For those who may not understand, disc is another word for coins. So some tarot cards have disc, some tarot cards have coins, just so there's no confusion. So as we see here, for all my earthly people, you see this is definitely a king who has adorned himself with the best of the earthly resources. He got the best horse, the best garments to wear, the best weaponry, the best temples. He got a temple dedicated to himself. So this is the best of the best when it comes to natural resources, right? So the king of this represents having the best of natural resources and adorning yourself. If you consider yourself a divine being, you adorn yourself to reflect that intelligence. And again, as I said, whenever we're dealing with higher energies, it's always going to be a animal. So because he is represented by riding the horse opens up certain portals for him to represent that. So that's why you see animals all the time. So this represents the apex of physical manifestation. You could say somebody having built their home, somebody have their car, and they have their food, clothing, and shelter, right? So this represents the apex of, physical manifestation. Everything you need physically is taken care of, the best of all things. And we know that this is a mentality. Having the best of all things is a mentality. It's not necessarily something that you just walk into. It's a building up of things. We all come into this world ignorant as kids, children, but we grow into our divine self, activating our spirituality, and we adorn ourselves with the best of the best because it reflects how we see ourselves. So we see ourselves as the best, as the highest, as the apex. So we adorn ourselves to reflect that consciousness. Also, when we look at shields, if you take a look at his shield has symbolism. Let me go as close as I can. His shield has emblems on it, just like the horse has emblems. These are all symbols. All these symbols on this shield, all these symbols that's on this horse, all these symbols represent a mentality. They represent spiritual principles. So all of his spiritual principles is embodied in his shield. So everything that he stands for is embodied within this shield. Everything that he stands for is represented in that shield. So the shield is a reflection of his mind. And because the shield is a reflection of his mind, it's through the shield, through the spiritual principles that he gained domain over the physical reality that comes from utilizing spiritual principles, right? So hopefully that makes sense. So unless anybody has any questions, we're gonna get up out of here, and we'll just do another video. Let me see what my percentage is. I got like 74%, so I may just end this video and start a whole nother video talking about some whole nother stuff. What's up from hiatus? What's the deal? So y'all let me know. So hopefully, that's making sense to everybody. So we're gonna get up out of here. Man, we gonna get on a whole different wave. I got mad tarot decks all over the place. I also have a goddess tarot deck. I may tap into that. All right, yeah. So why not? I'll show y'all my goddess deck. So I'm gonna stop this video, and I'm gonna do another video with another tarot deck, and we gonna see what that tarot deck says, right? You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? For the sake of the lunar eclipse, it's definitely a celebration. Celebrate these times, because these are definitely good times. Especially once you understand what's really going on. So I'll be, give me about less than 10 minutes. I'm gonna be right back at y'all. Be right back. I'll show y'all a whole different tarot deck from a whole different perspective. So once again, for further information, check out the website, asharenu.com. Hit me up for any services, asharenu.com. Check out all the links in the description. Definitely, feel free to leave the Cash App donations. Feel free to join my Facebook group. Feel free to add me on Instagram. Do whatever you do. Definitely, if you liked the video, if it was helpful, definitely thumbs up. Keep the energy exchange going so other people can get in tune with this information. If you completely hate it, thumbs down. You know what I mean? Unsubscribe. Leave, just leave the frequency if it's not for you. You know what I mean? So till next time, or in 10 minutes. I'll be right back at y'all. All right? So we up. Peace. Hotep.